12th inning last night, trailing 5-4, 2-1. Will Venable delivers, and the Padres would celebrate their second walk-off win in a row, beating Kansas City 6-5. Venable, the two-run RBI effort in the 12th to get the Padres to win as we welcome you to Petco Park on this Tuesday night. Game 2 of the three-game series as the Padres host the Kansas City Royals. And good evening, everyone, with Mark Grant, Dick Henberg. The Padres, with a win last night, now are 7-0 against Kansas City here at Petco, and they've moved the losing streak of the Royals to 5 in a row. So, KC, a little desperate tonight.
Absolutely, and last night was such a great game. There was a lot of heroes last night, Dick, and when it comes down to the matchups between pitchers and hitters, the Padre hitters, they really did a nice job of battling. It was the epitome of a battle in a big league ball game last night.
Well, Yasmani Grandal is a great example, down 3-0. Look at this at bat.
He is 0-2 after that swing there. Now, there's a curveball he fights off, lays off the high heater, curveball, foul ball. There's the changeup that he barely got a piece, and then Dick, the hanging curveball. Yasmani Grandal, he wins the war of that battle, and then the other guy, Chris Norton, you really got to tip your hat for Chris.
Leading off the 12th inning, another tough at bat, and he really goes after a tough pitch for the base hit.
0-2, lays off the fastball, lays off the slider. There's another close, right? Foul ball right there, just got a piece of it. And then that last pitch, a battle won by Chris Tenorfia. So we just saw some great at-bats last night. Yasmani Grandal and Chris Tenorfia. It just really talks about the way this team battles through and through. Everybody's pulling for one another, and they did it last night. It was a great win for the boys.
Isn't it interesting that the Padres have played 3 extra inning games, won all three in the 12th inning. Robbie Erlin hopes to get it done in 8.5 tonight.
That sounds good. I love the ring of that. 8.5, that means the Padres would win, and Robbie Erlin trying to break the losing record of 4 in a row here, but does he get better? Yes, he does. First time through, maybe still getting a feel for his pitches, right? Second time, 238. Third time around, hitting below 300, like 241, but he is making adjustments through and through. He needs to find out right from the get-go to get that feel. It's all about location of his pitches. If he locates over the heart of the plate, that's when he gets burned.
That's what they say in real estate, location, location, location. And baseball, how about defense, defense, defense? And the Padres came up with some great plays defensively. The little ninja, Alexi Amarista at third, outstanding, may have saved the game with that play. More on Amarista as we join Chris Button in a moment.
talk about the defense from last night. Here's Jed Jerko making this stop to get the out at first. And then Lexi Amarista keeps them in this game. Nice grab there, gets the out at home. You know, these aren't the plays that show up in the box score, but they are certainly ones that made a huge difference yesterday. And when I talked to Buddy Black and Jed Jerko, they said that play from Lexi isn't nothing new.
That was an awesome play. Yeah, I mean, that's easily forgotten in the game like that, the play that he made. You know, that's the difference between us winning and losing, really. So that was a great play by him.
You know, Lexi's a good defender. You know, anywhere we put him, you know, we can count on Lexi to play good defense. That's one thing we don't have to worry about is Lexi's ability to make plays from any part of the field and feel comfortable about it. He doesn't scare off on defense. He doesn't scare off at the plate either. He's a good player.
So can the Padres make it 3 in a row? Can they also keep the Royals winless here at Petco Park? Robbie Erlin on the mound for the Padres. We have first pitch coming up on Fox Sports San Diego.
Might have been the best game of the season last night. So much to it. Timely pitching, timely hitting, a couple of home run balls, great defense, and the Padres winning in overtime 6-5. Robbie Erlin takes the mound, and we're set to go game 2 of this series. And here's the Kansas City lineup, brought to you by Mattress Discounters. It's the same as last night. Aoki, Infante, Hosmer, the first 3. Perez, the outstanding-looking young catcher. Alex Gordon, Danny Valencia, Escobar, Kane, who had 4 hits and 5 at-bats and a line-out for the 5th at-bat in the 8th spot, and then the pitcher Jeremy Guthrie. Robbie Erlin going to work, the 23-year-old from Santa Cruz, California. Trying to keep that losing streak. The Royals continuing. They've lost their last 5 in a row. Aoki, tough target. Short, hits out of the crouch. 276 average. That's the kind of pitching he needs to deliver early, Erlin.
And the scouting report for the left-hander Robbie Erlin, brought to you by Jaguar of San Diego. Execution, exclamation point.
Ground ball swept to the right side. Juco right there, and there's one away. The San Diego defense tonight, brought to you by the Aramco Group. The outfield of Smith and left. Venable starts in center. Maven still suffering from that stomach virus. Denorfia in right. Amarista at third. Cabrera the shortstop. Jerko at second, and Kyle Blanks his second start since being recalled from El Paso. At first base, Yasmani Grandal behind the plate for Robbie Erlin. Alexi Amarista, that was a sensational play he made last night. That drive eating him up, and he was able to handle it. Line drive into the left field corner, and that ball is fair. And Omar Infante is on his way to second base with a one-out double. Infante, 16-hit attack last night for Kansas City. He went 0 for 6, so he couldn't wait to get up there and swing the shillelagh tonight.
Well, we talked about execution, right? The scouting report for Robbie Erlin. Let's see where Yasmani Grandal is set up. The ball is elevated a little bit, and it catches the inside part of the plate, and Omar Infante gets the barrel of the bat out in front. Looked like that Robbie maybe wanted it down a little bit. Now, sometimes the catcher's glove will be down, but the intent is to get it up a little bit. If that was the fact, it just wasn't up enough, but it's his third double of the year.
Wearing that protective helmet over the jaw. Injury suffered earlier. Eric Hosmer last night 3 for 6, a home run and 3 runs batted in, knocked in 3 of the 5. And the home run in the 7th inning that gave Kansas City the 4-3 lead, but the Padres, with Jerko hitting a homer in the 9th, tied it and then won it in the 12th. 2-0. After Grandal had tied it with a 3-run homer, Hosmer just did find the top of the jack track away from Venable for his first home run of the season and a 4-3 lead. 2 balls, no strikes to count. That's in there. Fastball at 89.
You know how like a movie has a leading star, right? Top billing.
Right.
I think last night's game indicates that you could chop up that top billing to a lot of players on the Padres in order for them to win that ball game.
Yeah, that was like a Cecil B. DeMille classic. You know, everybody's a star.
And that was so good to see, whether it was defense or offense. Jerko with the good play. Will Venable with the big hit. Alexi with the play and the sacrifice bunt, getting it down. And Yazzie with the hanging curveball. Hey, spread the love all the way around for the Padres.
3 hours and 57 minutes last night, the longest game of the year. 3 balls and a strike to Hosmer. Foul back.
That's where Robbie Erlin needs to stay, down there. Down around the shins, below the knees.
Padres start tonight 6.5 behind the leaders in the West. San Francisco, the Giants have just lost 2-1 in Pittsburgh. That snaps their 6-game winning streak. Full count. Infante at second, 1 out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a fastball on the outside edge.
Now that is execution on the part of Robbie Erlin. The fastball, 3-2. He wants a fastball away. Well, you know what that means? It means fastball away. It's like when your parents say, hey, you know what? Go to your room. Go to your room. Go to your room. Well, Robbie Erlin went to his room right there, and it was down and away with the punch out.
Yeah, and then they say, I'm not talking to the wall now, you know.
Exactly. I've heard that one before many times as well.
So a 2 out. Santiago Perez, the catcher, he will celebrate his 24th birthday on the weekend. 6'3", 250 pounds, great receiver, terrific hitter. He was 3 for 6 with 2 doubles last night. He fills up that batter's box.
Good player. Talking to some of the Royals people, and they said, you know what, he's almost Yadier Molina-like. Sure, he's got a long way to go, but as far as receiving the ball, throwing the ball, you know, hitting possibly is going to come around. He had a good year last year.
Breaking ball just missed the low inside corner. 2-0.
And once again, I have to pass along to Perez. You know, no suerte esta noche. No luck tonight. Not tonight. Not in our backyard.
You gave him one of those from down in the dugout suite last night. He's got a good sense of humor, though. He played with you and had fun.
And from all accounts, people at the Royals, a great kid. Works hard. darn good catcher. And with first base open, probably not going to get a lot to hit this at bat.
Alex Gordon on deck. And a 4-pitch walk for Perez. Say hey, birthday day for the great Willie Mays. Willie, 83 years old today, the only major league player to homer in every inning. First inning, second inning, all the way through the 16th inning. Didn't matter when he came up there, he was dangerous.
That's amazing. Some will argue the greatest player to ever play the game.
Yes.
To say, hey, kid.
It's a nice note out of the UT today off the wall about a homer in every inning.
Yeah, that was
through
cool,
16.
Cool little nugget, wasn't it?
Yeah. So 2 outs, 2 on, and Alex Gordon, he wore the collar last night, 0 for 6. High pop up, left side. Amarista calling off Cabrera and makes the play. So Erlin survives the first inning tonight. Here come the Padres with Will Venable leading off. Then Everest Cabrera and Seth Smith. As we look at the Padres batting order, brought to you by Toyota. Venable, Cabrera, Smith. Yasmani Grandal again in that cleanup spot. Certainly delivered last night, as did Jed Jerko in the 9th with a solo blast. Right fielder Chris Denorfia hitting 7th, and at first base Kyle Blanks, his second start since being recalled from El Paso. Alexi Amarista 8th, and on the mound Robbie Erlin batting 9th.
And the scouting report for veteran right-hander Jeremy Guthrie into his 8th year in the big leagues. All 4 pitches for the righty: fastball, curveball, change slider, and at times pitches up in the zone. Remember the hit last night, Will Venable, up in the zone? Game winner. Got to get on that heater that's up and elevated.
His first pitch in there for a strike at 87. At times, Guthrie can be very generous with the home run ball. In fact, he's been hit deep 7 times this year. That's second most in the American League. He's now 35, from Ashland, Oregon, where he was an all-around student athlete, valedictorian of his class, most valuable player, football, basketball, and baseball. Weak wave, and Venable takes the long walk. And the Royals defense brought to you by Honda tonight. Kansas City will have Gordon, a Gold Glove in left, Kane and Aoki, Valencia and Escobar on the left side, Infante and Hosmer on the right side of the infield, with Perez behind the plate for Guthrie. Cabrera at 256. Had a key hit last night. His single started the 3-run rally in the bottom of the 6th inning as the Padres came back from a 3-0 deficit. They rallied 3 times. They didn't lead in the game till the final play.
And all those people out there that were doubting the Friars last night, as my grandmother would go. Such a shame.
Yeah, boy, didn't we hear that. That was really in vogue in our youth, wasn't it? 1 ball, 1 strike, Cabrera. High chopper, that's going to be a base hit. No way that they can throw out Cabrera. And the Padres have their first base runner. Good try by Escobar with a jump pass, but Cabrera much too quick.
In a way, Everett Cabrera beats the shift there because the way that Escobar was playing over towards second base, but a great effort. Speed of Cabrera is the difference in that play. That looked like a two-seamer out of the hand of Guthrie. You can see how far over to his right that he has to go. And you know what? For leaping up in the air and throwing it over that one hop, it really wasn't that bad of a throw.
No, it was a good throw. So 1-out single Cabrera, and here's Seth Smith, 2 for 4 last night, a double and a triple. And he takes strike 1. Battle of collegians. Seth Smith now his average hiked up to 280. Former quarterback at Ole Miss against BYU and Stanford's Jeremy Guthrie. Out in front of a changeup.
Hey, breaking out the soft stuff early for Jeremy Guthrie to go along with that 2-seam, 4-seam, the slider, the changeup, and the curveball.
Guthrie, a couple of years in Spain on a Mormon mission while he was at BYU, came back and then attended Stanford where he starred. Cabrera was leaning. To show you how important that win was last night and the defeat, how tough to absorb by Kansas City. Prior to last night, the Royals, after 7 innings, were 12-0, and after 8 innings, 13-0. So that was the first big L hung on them in the late innings. There goes Cabrera. There's a Perez throw, and it's not in time. Number 5 for Everett Cabrera, and that's a good sign. And indeed it holds. Manager Ned Yost going out there. The reason I say that's a good sign, Cabrera, in the 4 games where he has stolen successfully, he's in there. The Padres have won.
Well, it was a great jump, and I was really surprised at the great throw from Perez behind the plate. Outside of the bag. You know, from that angle, it looks like he got his hand in there safely.
And the hand slid over the top of the bag, and there's not going to be a challenge. He was just out to make sure that Paul Schreiber was definite in his call. And now Seth Smith with the count 1-2 has a man in scoring position. Smith with 7 RBIs this year. Missed 2-2.
Dick, you know what this does with that runner on second base? Remember, they used to have the shift way over, but look at it, it kind of creates a bigger hole right there, right? Because look at the shortstop, Escobar. Usually he kind of be playing right here, right? With the 3 guys on the shift with nobody on base.
Right.
So Seth Smith has a hole there and there.
The other element, though, with Escobar playing right behind Smith, he's not going to get as big a lead. On a sharp single, Cabrera is going to have to really hustle. 2-2 to Smith. Broken bat looper behind short. That could fall, and it does. But Cabrera had to play it safely. He stays at second base. So a broken bat single for Smith. First and second for the Padres now, and Yasmani Grandal the batter.
Basically nothing he could do there. I mean, you just said it, Dick. The fly ball, you have to go halfway. Then you read the outfielder and the infielder. And there's no way that he can have that chance to get thrown out at third base.
Look at Schreiber. He and Cabrera were just dancing together, bouncing together. As Everett finally elected to go back safely and stay at second base. Well, Grandal hit the big bomb last night with a couple of mates aboard. Same situation. Yasmani He's had an extra base hit now in 5 consecutive games. That doesn't sound like much. Back to that. Here's one of those extra base hits, the 3-run homer last night of Ventura.
What a pretty swing, huh?
From 3-0 to a 3-3 tie, and giving the Padres hopes, and they go on to win it.
And I'm sure Jeremy Guthrie was in the clubhouse watching the at-bats for Yasmani Grandal. So what do? Pulls the string on the changeup, fall behind 2-0.
We talked about 5 straight games, an extra base hit. The Padre record is 6 games by a catcher. And you have to go all the way back 31 years, 1983, and Terry Kennedy had 6 straight games where he had at least 1 extra base hit.
Pretty good catcher there, Terry Kennedy.
Off speed again, and the count goes 2-2.
Little backdoor slider from Guthrie. Pitch number 4 right on the outside corner.
Cabrera, an infield hit and a steal. Seth Smith, a bloop single. First and second, 1 out. And he misses away. Full count.
Talk about the arsenal of Jeremy Guthrie. Fastball, slider, changeup, curveball. 56% of the time he's going to go with the old number 1. But you know what? Even though it's 17, 16, 10, he has shown the slider and changeup a lot here in the bottom of the first inning.
And they put on a little fake by Escobar. He went over to second, then he faked like he was going back to position, and at that point the whirl and throw by Guthrie, but Cabrera back safely. You could hear Glenn Hoffman all the way to the press box and back. Again, the full count. Guthrie to Grandal. Foul tip, strike 3. So Guthrie has his second strikeout here in the first inning. Brings up Jed Jerko.
Well, the fastball at 93, it was almost like Guthrie was saving that fastball after going soft to Yasmani Grandal. Good four-seam location, had a little tail to it at the end there. And this is one that Perez hangs on to. Last night wasn't the case.
And Grandal not at all happy with that situation. As Jerko steps up, hit his 3rd home run last night and the 9th to tie it. Leads the club with a dozen RBIs. A homer in 2 of the last 3 games for the man from West Virginia. And did he ever crush that one in the 9th inning?
Talked to Jed before the game, and he said, I was geared for the fastball. If I saw the fastball, I was going to jump on it. He missed the location, and that's what we talk about when a hitter should crush a mistake. He wanted it down and away, and it leaked middle in.
A ball and a strike. Slider. Guthrie's 2-2 this year. 4.50 ERA. Giving up some hits, posting the batters at a 275 average. Papa. Behind home plate. Perez didn't see it at first. Comes over near the dugout and makes the catch. So the Padres got a couple men on, unable to bring a runner home, and after 1, no score.
for the first time since he had that ACL surgery. He said he was hoping to do it on that 10-game road trip, but the extra inning games got in the way. And then he said, last time we went into extras, I thought that I wasn't going to be able to start today too. But he is. He said, first person I texted, called was my wife. I wanted her to be the first person to know. And I said, so what happens to your career at first base? He's like, yeah, it's a bummer. I won't be able to play over there very much anymore. He said, that's okay. It's kind of boring over there.
Any position other than pitcher, Chris, is boring when you're behind the plate. Every pitch is important. You're the only man facing in the opposite direction. The other 8 are looking the other way. Robbie Erlin, he and Guthrie allowing a couple of base runners in the first inning, but no damage done as Danny Valencia steps up. He was 1 for 4 last night, an RBI. Breaking ball.
That was one heck of a curveball right there by Robbie Erlin. Starting high, finishing low. And this is exactly where Robbie Erlin wants to be with the curveball and in the count. Ahead 0-2 to Valencia. It's good.
Gives this one in.
Bounce it for a purpose with 2 strikes.
One thing we have not mentioned, it's so unlike San Diego to have a breezy night. Normally with the marine layer, heavy air, very quiet, but we've had some high winds during the afternoon and at times still kicking up tonight. Might help a man pulling the ball to right field. Strike 3. A curveball gets Valencia looking.
Hey, 3 curveballs in a row. Nicely done, Robbie Erlin. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt by design. And a nice frame job by Yasmani Grandal. Home plate umpire Mark Carlson brings him up, definitely above the knees. Nicely done, Robbie Erlin. Execution. Talked about it earlier.
Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, 2 for 5 last night. The Royals were really frustrated. They had 16 hits, had the lead 3 different times, had the lead in the top of the 12th, and couldn't come away with a victory as they dropped their 5th game in a row. Ned Yost, a little tight-lipped tonight.
You know what that is, Dick? That's a big league hang with them.
There you go.
Nobody said this game was going to be easy.
That's going to be a good title for your book
Just
someday.
Because you out-hit your opponents, guess what? The only column that matters is the R column.
Just remember that. A Big League Hang with Them by Mark Grant. My memoirs. Ripped it out, Marista. The glove is there again from Alexi. A hard out off the bat of Escobar. You know what that is?
That is a big league hang with him. You hit it on the sweet spot, and Alexi Amarista, you're hitting it to the wrong guy. We saw it last night, carrying over tonight. Amarista at the hot corner, picking up his pitcher, Robbie Erlin.
To show you how quickly that ball got to Amarista after this first pitch, we'll play just the sound. The bat and the glove are almost simultaneous. Listen. Now we need another pitch to get that thing queued up for you. 0-1. Here it is. Just listen. Maybe a half a second, a tenth of a second. Yep. Bat sound, glove, squeeze, Amarista, quick reflexes.
That ball was hooking as well.
0-2 to Lorenzo Cain. Cain had a big night last night just off the DL and celebrated with a 4 for 5 night and a line out to right the other time.
Ball off the bat, 89.5 miles an hour.
On the line drive by Escobar. Slow curve. Amarista again has to get his throw across. Cain a good runner. And Merlin works a 1-2-3. Second inning. No score at Petco. Visit your local Buick dealer or go to Buick.com. By Petco, the power of together. By your San Diego Lexus dealer. And by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at Southwest.com. Chris Denorfia, Kyle Blanks, and Alexi Amarista to hit against Jeremy Guthrie here in the bottom of the second.
How about some peanuts, Professor?
I love peanuts, especially at the ballpark. Somehow they taste better. I like them though, where you have to go fight through the shell to get at them. I mean, it just seems more important eating when you work a little bit. Huh?
It looked like peanuts. Might have been kettle corn. I'm not sure. Anything. Hey, if it's edible, I'm in.
Yeah, I noticed that last night. How'd that big hunk of cheese do? I mean, did you get that back home? Yeah, it was good. Have a little for breakfast and finish it off. Pop fly. Hosmer to the outfield grass and in foul territory makes the play.
And while we have a moment, let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your Honda dealers of San Diego County. Hey, beat the starter. Remember, but the last time the Padres they beat a starter was in San Francisco. Might have been Madison Bumgarner. So what that means is you got to get to him early, right? To beat the starter, put the pressure on him and win early rather than late.
And on the other side, Earl, give them 6 innings tonight. Rest that bullpen. Kyle Blanks fouls it off. Padres last night started with Stoltz, then Roach an inning in the third, Vincent an inning, Thayer an inning, Torres an inning, Hudson Street an inning, Joaquin Benoit an inning. Tim Stauffer got the win in the 12th inning. They all were used.
And they're all invisible right now.
Yeah, where are they hiding? A little
I think there is
ante-room in there.
I think there was like a little cubby down there. I'm not sure. Hey, you know what? Maybe it's a psychological thing. Robbie Erlin's going to go 9. They've left their gloves in their lockers, and they're going to let the left-hander.
Hey, there's no help now. You got it.
Go for the CG.
Meanwhile, you saw the Kansas City relief corps. Just off the plate. 92 on the fastball from Guthrie. It was a first-round pick, was Guthrie, back in 2002 by the Indians. 22nd overall. Highly regarded out of Stanford. This is a significant milestone in the career as you look at Amarista on deck of Jeremy Guthrie. It's his 250th career appearance. That's doing some baseball work. That ball hit well to center field. Kane going back, and he has room on the warning pad. Blanks gave it a ride, just a long out. Sundays, special day at Petco Park. Padres always honor the men and women of the armed forces and their families who support them. And this Sunday, May 11th, is Military Spouse Appreciation Day presented by USAA. Enjoy the always special pregame ceremony before the Padres host the Marlins, a 1:10 game. Don't wait, get the Padres tickets at Padres.com.
Well, you talk about a special person, huh? The spouse of either a husband or wife in the military. It takes a special person to do that.
That's when support with a capital S is so important.
Yep.
Amarista, a meager 154 average, but paying his dues with a glove at third base until Chase Headley comes back from the rehab assignment. He's in Lake Elsinore playing with the Padres Class A team. He's expected back this weekend. Left field, that'll spin Gordon back a few steps. And he squeezes the final out. 1-2-3 the story for the Padres in the second. On to the third. No score.
completely empty bullpen, and that's what it looked like last night in the 12th inning, because when Tim Stauffer went out there to pitch, they had gone through all of the relievers. So I asked Buddy Black what would have happened if it went long enough where Tim got tired, or if something would happen, maybe if he got injured or something. And he goes, that's a good question, and then sat there and paused for a while and said, maybe Alonso, maybe Seth Smith. He played quarterback after all. I think that they're missing one important guy who was sitting there in the on-deck suites who maybe could have put on a Padres jersey.
Oh, my.
No.
You can still pitch, Mud.
No. They're trying to win a ball game, Chris. They don't want my tired act out there.
He said if it went long enough, we would have taken a hard look at it.
Jeremy Guthrie leading off here in the top of the third, spins one toward first, and Blanks beats him to the bag for the first out.
You know, one thing, Chris and Dick, that I realized from last night, after being out of the game since 1995, I said to myself, my goodness, was the game this fast? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you're on the ground level.
You lose what it's like being there every day because you get desensitized to it. You know, you're on the mound, you're throwing, okay, ground ball, hit sharply, whatever. But now going back down there, 15 years later, it's unbelievable how quick the game is.
But part of that is television. Part of that is our location.
Yeah.
It sterilizes the game, and it's in all sports. You know, football, you see an NFL college football game down on the floor of the stadium. Wow.
Yeah.
You get basketball the same, the power, the speed of these great athletes. Boxing, you know, on television looks, yeah, you hit them okay. When you're there at ringside and you get some of that stuff all over your face that's being splattered, you say, man, they do hit each other pretty hard, don't they?
Yeah.
And that was true last night. Wow. The athletes are so good, so fast, so strong. Aoki, the leadoff man, grounded to second his first time. And here's another hopper to the first baseman. The quick flip. You better hurry, Erlin. And just in time, Aoki doesn't agree. Erlin got a late break, and Aoki spinning up the line, thought he was going to beat it out.
Well, Don Wakamatsu, the bench coach for the Royals, you can see he had his hands in his pocket, and let's check it out. Ball's in the glove.
Oh, that was clever. He got him with the tag.
Yep.
I don't think he was going to beat him with the foot.
Hey, that's a heads-up move by Robbie, right? He gets the feed. It's behind him. He's thinking, okay, it might be close. How about with the tag? Got him before he hits the bag. Nice job, Robbie Erlin. That's heads up.
That really is. Somebody's coming behind me. Why don't I flag a little glove tag on him? So 2 out. Both balls hit to the first baseman here in the third. Infante doubled into the left field corner. Back in the first. Erlin pitched out of it. It was a 1-out double. '89 on that fastball. 2-0. I'm going to give you a little statistic. It's going to shock you. Last year at this time, the Padres, the impression really struggled, right? About this time. I looked it up. Last year, after 33 games, just as they've played so far this year, the Padres are 15-18 this year.
Right.
You're looking through the book. Last year, after 33, they were 15-18.
No kidding.
Exactly the same.
After starting 5-15.
Right.
Wow. Hey, that's battling back, and we've seen a lot of that lately.
Infante with a walk. The second given up by Erlin. And here's Eric Hosmer. He struck out swinging his first at bat. Yeah, we talked about Military Sunday and, of course, Mother's Day as well. Players will salute moms and the battle against breast cancer, wearing the pink ribbons and pink bats, even a pink baseball. Now, there are two fans. I like to put a mic between those two, right? Going over the hitters down there. You betcha. There he is. Hey, with 2 outs, you're not going to hit and run here. Come on, boy.
Hey, my grandma was a huge White Sox fan. She'd sit down with a beer and a shot of whiskey and watch the game.
What?
Oh, yeah. A little Boilermaker.
Doubleheader, right?
Yeah.
1 strike to Hosmer. Who goes after the high cheese. 90 on the fastball. Seemed faster because of the location.
probably out of the hand, it looks very inviting, and then you get, as a hitter, past the point of no return, you commit and can't hold up. That one's up around the eyes, and let's see now. Robbie Erlin tries to go down and away, bounce something.
And he throws him the hook, and Hosmer strikes out for the second time. Middle of the third, no score at Petco.
Dug through the archives and found this video of Buddy Black when he was a pitcher for the Royals, pitched for 6 seasons, even won a World Series with them in 1985 when they played the Cardinals. And the best part of being a player is that you have that lovely footage forever of what your mustache looked like in 1985.
Oh, I love that. That is good stuff, Chris.
Oh, man, he could be arrested on looks alone.
How about the tight pants as well? Everybody back in the early 80s, mid 80s. In fact, I think Houston Street is still stuck in the mid 80s.
Not a bad thing.
With the tight pants.
Robbie Erlin leading off the Padre third. No score. 2 Hopper right at Infante for the first out. Speaking of the mustachioed Buddy Black, what did he think about his look in those days?
But in the 80s, everybody had a mustache. Not everyone, but a lot of us did. The hair was a little fuller, mustache. I think I grew it because I finally could. I see it every day because I get baseball cards sent to me or baseball cards at the ballpark from fans. But yeah, looking back, bad move.
Bad move.
That's a taste of the sense of humor, how Bud Black delivers. I mean, he uses the pause so well, sets you up. And another ground ball to the right side. Hosmer now has to fire to the pitcher, Guthrie, and he is able to get his right foot on the bag before the arrival of Venable. 2 away. Here's Everett Cabrera. Buddy back in the mid-1980s. Hey, in 1984, Mr. Black won 17 games for the Kansas City Royals, 17 and 12, and the next year he won 10 as the Royals won the World Series. Kind of like him better without the mustache, right? Yeah, it's all a matter of taste. As soon as I'm old enough to grow one, I'll probably.
Hey, you know what? You win 100 games or more in the big leagues. To me, that's a darn good career.
Yeah, that's a milestone.
Buddy won 121 games.
And our Saquon Vacation statistic tonight involves Mr. Black. 1984, when he won 17, he led the staff with 140 strikes. Look who's on the staff. Brett Saberhagen, a superstar. Mark Gubazza, He could throw hard. Ground ball right at the second baseman, and Guthrie works an easy 3 ground ball, 1-2-3 inning in the third. We're rolling along to the fourth. No score.
Weapons in the toolbox is the 4-seam curveball. There you see the grip, and I'll tell you what, Robbie Erlin has the feel tonight. Good 12-6, nose to toes curveball. Called strike 3, lefty, righty, it doesn't matter, and that's a good sign, Dick. That was one of the scouting reports. He is executing that curveball extremely well, starting his 4th inning of work here tonight.
3 strikeouts for Erlin, a couple of walks. Top of the 4th, Santiago Perez to lead it off. Starts him with a fastball at 89 for strike. Gordon and Valencia to follow. Just 1 hit allowed. Infante's double back in the 1st inning. Salvador Perez, all-star last year, and from what we see, he's going to be an all-star for many years to come. Two balls and a strike. Well, the 3rd and final game of the series tomorrow noon for our telecast here on Fox Sports San Diego, as Andrew Kastner will face James Shields. Pulled to 3rd. There's Amarista, spins and fires. 1 away. So we visited this statistic at the very start of the game, the point being that the first time through the lineup, Erlin, in his starts this year, 5 previous starts, .333 average against, slugging percentage way up there. Second time around, much better, as was the case in the 3rd time around. So he's gone through 3 innings tonight, allowed only 1 hit. So good start for Erlin.
And whether it's a case of not being loose when you go out there, I'm not saying that's the case, but another nasty hammer right there. The feel for the mound. It could be a number of things. You get 5 people in a room you talk about, you probably get 5 different opinions. The one thing tonight is for sure, Robbie Erlin has found that feel, that touch early on.
0-2. Gordon popped up to 3rd his first time.
I've heard of cases where pitchers, they'll throw more in the bullpen before they go out there on the mound. Well, it just takes a little bit more out of you. Sometimes you just can't answer the question because you don't know.
Struck him out on 3 pitches. Gordon goes down. That's 4 punch-outs for Erlin. Well, maybe that bullpen of the Padres knew something. There's still empty seats out there.
Oh, Robbie's got it in the back of his mind. I'm going to go 9 tonight. He's going Bob Seger, 9 tonight. And he snaps off another curveball for the punch-out.
Brings up third baseman Danny Valencia. He took a third strike his first time.
And after 9 tonight, then he's going to go to Kathmandu. I'll download that song for you, Professor. You'll love it.
Well, I got it. I got it loaded up out in the car on the way home.
You've heard of Bob Seger, right?
Oh, of course.
The Silver Bullet Band. He's from Detroit, Michigan, so you should be a big fan.
Yeah. Grew up in northern Minnesota. That's where he's raised. Then went to Detroit. Two and 0. And a swing and a miss by Valencia. Pulled the string on Valencia 2-0.
Hey, that's telling you something there, Dick, huh? 2-0 changeup for a strike.
Base is empty. 2 outs here in the 4th. No score. Wastes the fastball away.
See, that's the pitch where I think Robbie needs to be careful about. If he's going to go away to the right, he's got to keep it down. If he leaves it up and away, that's when they rifle it to right center field, right, or down the right field line. Good.
Oh my, a fastball ripped in there. And he jumps in front of Valencia 3-2. Now the count. George Brett, number 5, one of the retired numbers for the Royals. What a great hitter. Valencia was on his way to first base before that ball crossed home plate. Third walk given up by Erlin. Tonight on Fox Sports San Diego, we invite you to stay tuned. Judson and Costa get you caught up on all the latest sports news and updates. Extra Sports 1360 on Fox Sports San Diego. All new tonight at 11 o'clock. The third free pass given to the Royals. 2 outs here in the 4th. Valencia aboard for Alcides Escobar, who lined out to third the first time.
Playing him to pull on the infield, a little bit shaded in the outfield to go the opposite way. Will Venable playing on the first base side of second base there in center. Pretty straight away, corner outfield positions. You know what I love about, I mean, there's so many great things about this game, but when a pitcher hits his spot and they put the ball in play and the defender's right there. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That tells you that the pitcher is executing his pitches. I mean, it could be a rocket, but because he hit his spot, it's right at the outfielder.
Right at it. This time Amarista can't get to it. It caroms into shallow left and ought to hustle the ball to Smith, and they're going to hold the runner third, and they get, that was close as Amarista on the throw. They almost caught Valencia rounding too far there at third base, and Bud Black thinks that should have been called an out. Escobar, who lined to Amarista his first time up, whistled that one just by the backhand fry of Amarista for the double. Looks like he made it.
Yeah, kind of tough because you can't see his hand on the other side of the bag. This might give us a good look here.
Amarista trying to jam the glove in front of the bag so that the hand of Valencia went into the glove. Let's see on this angle. Now he's in there. And Bud Black and Vince will jog back to the dugout. So second and third, a 2-out walk to Valencia, the double by Escobar.
Hey, when that ball caromed off the padding and then went into the outfield, and it was kind of tough for the Padres defenders to get to that ball, particularly Seth Smith. Dale Swaim, he had the windmill going for Valencia. And then all of a sudden he put up the stop sign, and then he had to redirect, go back to third base.
And now they're going to walk Kane intentionally and take their chances with the pitcher Guthrie. Guthrie played in the National League with Colorado, has 5 career hits.
See, this is one of the arguments, the inside corner, right? We talked about Mark Sweeney and I, DH or no DH. So this is where you can pitch around and pitch to the pitcher, Jeremy Guthrie.
See, the American League, there wouldn't be Guthrie up there. They'd have an everyday player hitting ninth. And it's a pretty good one, Butler.
Yeah. Mark Sweeney, here's the strategy we're talking about. Open base, pitch to the pitcher, huh?
Mark, I agree with you. It's old school, and I love that. I love the strategy part of it, but the excitement part of it, be very careful taking that DH away.
I see you smiling at something.
Listen, man.
What do you got tucked away under that sweater vest?
Of course, I'm a National League guy. It gave me a job to be in a uniform, so why wouldn't I?
Looks like you just got out of teaching algebra class.
Oh, really? I wasn't good in algebra. I wouldn't have taught that.
So the bases loaded with 2 outs, and it all happened after Erlin took care of Perez and Gordon. Walked Valencia, the double Escobar, now the intentional pass to Kane, and Guthrie takes ball 1.
Well, very important for Robbie Erlin to execute here. Now, just because it's the pitcher, got to make good pitches. Can't relax.
Royal flush for Kansas City.
Nice.
Little looper, and Jerko's out in the shallow right field to make the play. No harm done. The Royals lead the bases drunk.
What Manziel does in the NFL. But I'd say this, if Andrew Luck were in this draft, there's nobody that would take Johnny Manziel over Andrew Luck.
Too high risk, huh?
Well, and he fits, the NFL quarterback mold more. And I like the argument, the playmakers, and, it is kind of heading that way. But like I said, I don't see anybody taking a Manziel over a guy like Andrew Luck. But Andrew Luck's not in this draft. So.
So you can hear Seth Smith and his eyes on the draft upcoming on Thursday. That show, hosted by Mike Pomerantz, follows Padres Live. The postgame show tonight. Kevin O'Connell, former quarterback with the Aztecs, and Seth Smith, the backup to Eli Manning at Ole Miss. And here is Smith trying to end this string of 8 consecutive outs thrown by Jeremy Guthrie. He blooped a single to left field his first time. Grandal and then Jerko here in the Padre 4th. Royals stranded 11 last night to tie their season high, and they've already left 6 on base tonight.
Dick, earlier you mentioned the wind. You can actually hear it on the field mics.
Yeah. Unusual. Ground ball to first. Hosmer will take it to the bag for the unassisted put out, and it's time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag SDFanPhoto. A chance to have it shown on our telecast, brought to you by AT&T. One out, Yasmani Grandal. That's out on the jack track, I believe. No, maybe that's on the top of the Western Metal Supply Company. Yeah, that's where there's little heaters, and on a night like this, takes the chill out of the air.
Very nice. Well, Mark Sweeney, the Padre hitters, different type of approach as opposed to last night, right?
Drastic change, Mike and Mark. It's just an understanding that you saw a plus fastball last night. Try to slow the game down a little bit tonight. You're seeing a lot of pull swings. early in this game. A lot of deception and change of speeds tonight.
Yeah, it's almost like Guthrie's saving his fastball for last, possibly, to try to. There's a change up there. Almost maybe setting him up for the fastball late to go for the punch out or the bad swing.
Yeah, it looks to me that Jeremy Guthrie is pitching backwards and then trying to have his breaking stuff set up that fastball.
You saw the high so far tonight at 94. He's throwing a 93-mile-an-hour fastball in this sequence to Grandal. He struck out swinging on a 3-2 pitch the first time. That ball hit high in the air, but does it have enough distance? Into the corner goes Aoki, and Grandal has done it again. Touch it all, Yasmani. Number 4 for Grandal, and the Padres have a 1-0 lead, and he's tied Terry Kennedy 6 consecutive games by a Padre catcher with an extra base hit. The big one, back-to-back games with a homer.
It was an off-speed pitch. It looked like a changeup elevated out of the hand of Guthrie. We talk about the elevated fastball. How about the elevated off-speed pitch? Cuidado, piso majado.
And now Jerko. Padres jump in front, and when they score first, they're 8-3 on the season. Cabrera leading the applause for his teammate. Ground ball up the middle, but there's the shortstop Escobar to throw out Jerko. 2 gone.
Mark Sweeney, did you see anything in particular on that Grandal swing?
Well, I loved how he got the barrel of the bat on top of the baseball, and that's the power, the sound of the bat. But see that barrel work on top of the baseball.
Yeah.
He created that backspin, and that took off. He knew that was gone because it was straight down the right field line.
Chris Denorfia fouled out to first, his only at bat. Starts tonight just a notch under 300 at 299. Two quick strikes from Guthrie. Home runs allowed in his career coming into the game. Oh, that's going to be a tough play. Guthrie has to barehand it and throws it away. Denorfia keeps right on going. Aoki comes in to play the ball, and Denorfia winds up at second base. Probably a hit and an error.
Guthrie, he finds the handle on that one. He just yanks it. A good throw may have had Chris Denorfia, and waiting to hear, and it looks like an E1 on that play. Straight E1.
2-base error for Guthrie is how the official score saw it. Padres have a chance to add to the 1-0 lead as Kyle Blank steps up, sent a long fly ball to deep center his first time.
Mark and Dick, interesting with Guthrie on that, going with the bare hand especially. It looked like he had time to field that with his glove, and he did a bare hand, didn't have a grip on that baseball.
Denorfia winds up at second. Ground ball up the middle, and Escobar able to glove it, twirl and throw, and get Blanks for the out. So the Padres settle for one as Yasmani Grandal continues his power baseball, finding the Petco porch and right, and the Padres jump in front 1-0 after 4. By Saquon Casino. Real friendly, real close. By Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. And by the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. Visit us at aramco.biz. Into the 5th inning. Padres on Grandal's home run, leading 1-0. Robbie Erlin has given up a couple of doubles through 4 innings to the Royals, who start from the top of the order here in the 5th. Aoki, Infante, and Husman.
Well, for Robbie, take a look at the bullpen starting to gather in. Must have been, I don't know, stuck in the turnstile or something getting out there. Starting to gather.
Ground ball left side. Tough play for Cabrera. Aoki runs, and he got him anyway. Boy, there's the rocket arm of Cabrera denying Aoki a base hit. That's a tough play.
No room for error on that one. You know, it's one thing when a shortstop goes to his left. Cabrera to his right. Momentum going, and yeah, they get him. Nice stretch by number 88, Kyle Blanks over there. Big target. Big stretch.
Aoki with his hitting style, he's on the run as soon as he makes contact. He gets an extra step toward first, plus the fact that as a left-handed hitter closer to the bag at first, but denied by Cabrera. Good play. Omar Infante doubled his first time, walked in the 3rd. Ball and a strike. Infante, 32-year-old veteran from Venezuela. Popped up. That'll make the crowd off to the right behind the Padre dugout. It's First Responders Salute Night and Taco Tuesday here at Petco Park. And Deputy Sheriff Roland Garza using his tenor voice singing the national anthem tonight. Excellent.
Nice job. Well done. Nice to see the families out at the ballpark.
Yeah. And the blanket.
Was he kind of? It kind of looked like his motion that family right there. The guy was motioning the spin on the baseball, indicating like, you know, when it's up around home plate, it's going to spin back towards the stands.
Right.
I'm thinking that's what he was kind of. The girls are thrilled to learn about this great game of baseball.
Absolutely.
You know, this could have been one of the better signs for the Royals. Omar Infante, second base for these Royals for the past years has been pretty much a black hole, but he fills a void that they really, really needed. Great sign for the Royals.
They had a great one at the Keystone way back in the 80s. Frank White. He and George Brett in the same infield. Both of their numbers have been retired. Brett number 5. Frank White number 20. Of course, Jackie Robinson's 42. The other retired. The manager in that era, Dick Hauser, number 10. Amarista in foul territory. And the count remains 2-2. 72 pitches for Erlin. He's walked 4, 1 intentionally.
And I like this visit by Yasmani Grandal. Well, it's mechanical or pitch sequence, what you want to do here with 2 strikes. And Mark, you know, I like that. Yasmani Grandal taking charge there.
Yeah, taking more of a leadership role for Yasmani Grandal. I think that's going to come with time, but that's exactly what he wants to be and act like, and that's exactly what he did with Robbie Erlin there.
Fouled the other way. Well, Friday night you just saw the graphic. The Padres' second game of the 4-game series with the Miami Marlins. Not only the big fireworks show, the 10th anniversary of Petco Park, great fireworks display planned, but how about the pitching matchup on Friday night? Tyson Ross against Jose Fernandez. Brilliant right-hander Fernandez is 4-1. Struck him out. Took the changeup out of the toolbox, as you said.
Yeah. He's got a rhythm going, Robbie Erlin does. Same arm slot, same arm speed, down and away. You can't get hurt down there. Infante out of the hand, thinks it's a fastball, way out in front of it. One of the tougher pitches to hit.
5 strikeouts now for Erlin. He's punched out Hosmer both times up, and he starts him with a curveball strike.
And Mark and Dick, Mark, we talked about it before the game. That changeup, I think, is going to take Robbie Erlin to that next level as a starting pitcher.
Absolutely.
Misses away, 1-1. So tomorrow noon, chance for you to see Andrew Kashner in action noon here on Fox Sports San Diego. 12:40 game start against James Shields. Makes his home in Rancho Santa Fe. The right-hander for the Royals. That one kicks foul.
Play the Royals tomorrow. You know what that means? Bad news for the Royals.
Well, I'm going to leave it up to you and Mike Pomerantz.
Nice.
I'm going to celebrate our 31st anniversary with Miss Barbara.
Oh, congratulations, Professor, and congratulations, Barbara. I know she watches.
Yes, she watches enough to let me know that, you know, she doesn't appreciate, you know, not her favorite vegetable, artichoke.
Congratulations, Dick.
Thank you, Mark.
That's great.
I outkicked my coverage, I'll tell you that. 1-2 the count. Erlin working on Hosmer. Another thing you have to like about Robbie Erlin, Mark Sweeney, is he works at a good pace.
Yeah, a much better pace tonight, especially. And when you're throwing strikes in that rhythm that Mark talked about, that's what it looks like to me.
Hosmer almost stepped into that one looking for something away. 2-2.
Hey, now's a good spot for that changeup, guys. After the fastball in a little bit, you can see the Fox tracks brought to you by Southland Technology. Peppering it down and away. That fourth pitch up, kind of straighten them up a little bit.
Curveball chopped to second. Jerko with the flip. Ooh, had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, but in time for the out. A 1-2-3 inning. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 1-0 San Diego. For the Southwest Airlines Military Spotlight. Of course, every Sunday, and this Sunday it'll be the military spouses saluted here at Petco Park. Old Glory being pushed by an ocean breeze tonight. Amarista takes a strike as he leads off the bottom of the fifth. Robbie Erlin and then Will Venable, 3 left-handed batters against starter Jeremy Guthrie. The 35-year-old veteran came over to Kansas City Royals in a trade 3 years ago from Colorado for the left-hander Jonathan Sanchez. One and two. field, hit pretty well, but Gordon placed perfectly to the line for the out. Amarista makes the first out, but he's been terrific with a glove on this homestand.
Well, the luxury of having Alexei Amarista on the roster, you can plug him in so many places, and he is not disappointing at all. Last night, saving a run, throwing him out at the plate, coming up with a huge play. The sacrifice bunt also last night, taking away that hooking line drive at third base. They don't call it the hot corner for nothing.
That's exactly right, and he's been cool at the hot corner, replacing Chase Headley. Nice to have a man who can jump into so many positions.
And you feel comfortable, right, Dick? You can look at the lineup each and every day.
Berlin tore the hole, but Escobar there to close it and throw across for the second out. Berlin has grounded out twice. 2 gone here in the 5th, and top of the order, Will Venable. He'll take his time coming up and let Erlin get into the dugout.
Yeah, you come to the ballpark and you look at the lineup that's posted by manager Bud Black, and you see Amarista there. You're like, okay, yeah, I feel comfortable with that.
Center field?
Yeah.
Third base, second base, shortstop.
I want to see him put the gear on, get behind home plate one of these days.
Yeah, or get some lifts and play first.
Yeah.
Question posed by Chris Budden earlier about last night. All the pitchers were used. What if something happened to Stauffer? Where do you go? How about Amarista? Got a good arm.
Sure.
1-1. A strikeout and a groundout for Venable, the star last night in the 12th. Jackknives away from that pitch inside. Hit well to left field. Gordon going back, but the wind will push that back toward home plate, and Gordon squeezes the out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jeremy Guthrie.
About the pregame show, and right from the get-go, Robbie Erlin has gotten the feel of all of his pitches, locating the fastball, throwing a lot of curveballs for swings and misses, and just not to left-handers, right-handers alike. Finds himself starting his 6th inning of work. He's only surrendered 2 hits, no runs, and there you see the line score, 4 walks, but they have not come back to bite the left-hander. 79 pitches, 43 strikes.
Catcher Salvador Perez leads off the 6th, and time now for the Southwest Airlines spray chart on the big right-handed hitter. Check it out right after the first pitch. He has walked and grounded to third. Starts him with a curveball.
Well, he likes to pull the baseball. 11 to left, 11 to center, only 5 to right, and the shift in the outfield over that way just a little bit. The infield as well.
Tries to go away, can't hit the corner.
And we take a look at the defense, and Mark Sweeney, he's the type of hitter that I tell you what, if he starts to learn how to wear out right center field, look out.
Yeah, we saw that right center approach last night.
Well, this one is pulled deep to left field. Will the one keep it in the ballpark? Smith goes back. Gone. Perez ties it up. His third home run of the season, and the game's even at 1. Well, they picked the short part of that left field area and just did clear the boards at the 3:57 mark.
A 1-1 pitch from Robbie. He wanted it in. You know, it kind of looked just like a breaking ball that just kind of rolled up there.
So the two catchers with solo home runs. Perez matches Grandal. We start anew at 1 here in the 6th inning. First pitch strike to Gordon, who has popped up and struck out. So far, the Padre pitching keeping Gordon in check. He's 0 for 8 in the series. We're talking about the speed of the game as we sat down on the field level last night.
Yeah.
In that dugout suite. The other impression was when Perez came out of that dugout in front of us in the on deck circle. Wow, he looked like an NFL lineman.
I know.
Broken bat ground ball right at Kyle Blanks for the first down.
Yeah, Mark and Dick, with Salvador Perez, very impressive stature that he has. He has a presence about him too that a lot of people fall in love with. Also a team-friendly contract that he did sign with the Kansas City Royals. A lot of people are very excited about this young man.
Well, he really has stardom written all over him. He won't be 24 until this Friday.
Yep.
Got a nice personality to go with his skills. Ground ball deep into the hole from the outfield grass. Cabrera throws him out. Valencia denied on another dandy play by Cabrera at short.
I think a lot of the good defensive plays are boiling down to Robbie Erlin throwing some strikes and putting the ball in play, getting a good rhythm. Cabrera has plenty of time because it's hit so sharply. Goes to his right. 1, 2. Catch, plant, fire up the cannon, and he fires a strike, picking up his pitcher.
Hang your wash on that throw.
Absolutely.
2 outs. Alcides Escobar lined to third and doubled past third.
You know, going back to that home run off the bat of Perez, it looked like a shorter breaking ball. That may have been a slider that just didn't get in enough. Didn't have that big loop.
Ground ball. Cabrera tested again. Backhand. Fires across. And that'll be it for the Royals. But the leadoff home run by catcher Salvador Perez has tied it at 1. rest of the 6th inning, and as we promised you earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag SD fan photo, and chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Andrew, looking pretty smooth with the sunglasses on. Cabrera bluffs the bunt, pulls back. That brought third baseman Valencia in on the grass, and that opens up more hitting room on that left side.
Oh, he's weighing on the grass. Good point there, Dick.
Infield hit and a ground out to second for Cabrera tonight. Slaps that one back, out of play.
Looked like he was trying to shoot the ball that way.
Cabrera leading the team in hits and doubles. 8 two-base hits for the shortstop. Two and one. There's a fan that maybe his photo will be one of our subjects in the future. Center field. Kane has to give ground in a hurry and just does run it down. Misjudged it a bit, but good speed, able to track it down in deep left center as Cabrera tagged that one deep.
Thought maybe that ball had a chance, but great speed from Kane and great recognition off the bat. The ball is slicing off the left-handed bat. Glove up at the last second. Sprint, 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 sprint. Glove up for the catch.
And the wind blowing the ball toward him. A dominant wind tonight, although not as strong as a few innings earlier. Bloop single to left and a ground out to first for Seth Smith. Breaking ball strike. Economic effort by Jeremy Guthrie. Only 68 pitches. 1 out in the 6th. Hasn't walked a man.
He's in a nice rhythm as well, eh?
Yeah, a couple of strikeouts. Randall lurks on deck. Boy, pretty good pitch.
Yes. Brought that ball back. Started in off the plate. Got a call. Seth Smith did.
Strange to see a pitcher with a number 11 on his back. That's the shortstop number.
Yeah. A couple pitchers come to mind with from 10 to 19.
Out of play.
Remember Doug Drabek wore a teen number many years with the Astros.
Well, once you got up into the 16, beyond 16, 17, 18, those usually were the pitchers. But 10, 11, 12.
Yeah. Dwight Gooden wore 16. I'm trying to think of 11, 12. Doug Drabek, I think, wore 12.
2-2. Line drive base hit. That one solidly struck to left center field. And Smith's got a couple of hits again. 2 for 4 last night. And Grandal steps up. Ball gets away, but no advance by Smith.
Well, last night, Yasmani Grandal was one of the stars. On the left, there was a curveball out of the hand after a great battle from Ventura. Look at in on the plate, mid-thigh high. Tonight, off of Guthrie, a high changeup. So 2 off-speed pitches. And Mark Sweeney, to me, 2 off-speed pitches. Good recognition out of the hand because it looked like he stayed back on both those pitches.
He definitely stayed back on both and very comfortable. He has power to all fields, also to center field. It looks like that's where he's trying to work. That breaking ball speeds it up a little bit. Perfect position to take the swings, and he's getting a lot of backspin on his baseball.
Be interesting to see how Guthrie pitches him here with the runner on.
Off speed for a ball to start, and there's the foul ball out of play. The outfield showing respect for the power of Grandal. Aoki is very deep in right field, and Kane back 3 steps in left center. They're out in the shadows.
Yeah, typically outfielders will take that extra step back with a guy on first base, try to cover these gaps.
Big hole in right center field. High fly ball to center. Just missed that one. Kane waiting for it to come out of the night. 2 away. Well, you go back to the start of the inning. Cabrera lined to deep left center, tracked down by Kane, single by Smith, and just missed that one. Grandal. I like the fact that Grandal, you watch him go to the dugout. He expects to get a hit every time out.
You like that attitude, right?
Come on. Putting on the angry face. 2 outs to Jerko, who was fouled out and grounded out.
Yeah, Dick, I think the anger part of it is understanding you're getting yourself out with a good pitcher's pitch. You know, you can deal with it, but also when you get your pitch to hit, you end up hitting a fly ball. That is frustrating, and I know Yasmani Grandal takes it to heart.
Boy, it's so difficult to square it up. That the amount of space on the bat that would be considered squaring up, it's really smaller than the baseball itself.
Oh, yeah.
Jerko found the right spot last night in the 9th to tie it up. Ball and 2 strikes. 1-1 tie. We're in the home half of the 6th inning. Pitchers duel: Jeremy Guthrie of Kansas City against the lefty Robbie Erlin of the Padres. Outside again. Guthrie trying to nibble. And influence plate umpire Carlson with that false step toward the dugout. Wouldn't buy Mr. Carlson.
Boy, I tell you what, Jed Jerko can, if he can get something to drive to right center field. Lorenzo Cain playing on the shortstop side of second base. Drive it out towards that beach for extra bases, and that would result in a run.
But a ground ball right at Escobar. The easy flip for the out. And the Padres are gone in the 6th. On to the 7th, a 1-1 deadlock. He's allowed only 1 run using that big breaking ball. He struck out 5 Kansas City Royals, and Jeremy Guthrie answering with a beautifully pitched game as well, other than the home run to Grandal, limiting the Padres to only 3 other hits. But the Grandal homer in the 4th, giving San Diego the 1-0 lead. But in the 6th, it was the other catcher, the Royals' Perez, homering to left, and a 1-1 game as we go to the top of the 7th. Well, we talked about at the very start, Mark Grant, that what the Padres needed tonight after the bullpen being totally used last night is a quality start, and Erlin's given them 6 innings, only 1 run. Lorenzo Cain, and the count goes 0-2 on the center fielder. You know, Mother's Day on Sunday, and part of the whole process, I know many of you have already purchased your cards for Grandma and Ma and all. Well, that all goes back to Kansas City now, you know.
Yeah.
Back in 1910, a lady, Joyce Hall, sold cards out of a shoebox there in Kansas City. Joyce Hall. Oops, that one gets Kane down at the ankle. With a 2-strike advantage. That's not what Erlin wanted to do. Send Kane to first base. Hit by a pitch. So just to finish that, Joyce Hall sold those cards out of a shoebox. That became Hallmark Cards, the largest card company in the world.
That's a nice little nugget right there.
I'm thinking.
As Robbie Erlin tries to bury that fastball in.
So the leadoff man on. That's got to disappoint Erlin. He's ahead 2 strikes on the count. First time he's hit a batter all year. So Guthrie up with a chance to move his teammate up to second with a sacrifice. And it's a good bunt. Blanks covering on the 1-3 putout as Kane goes to second.
Well, Dick, since you mentioned Mother's Day approaching on Sunday, right? Major League Baseball and Rawlings, who are the maker of the baseballs,
right,
commemorating Mother's Day and also breast cancer awareness. These are the baseballs they're going to be using. They got the pink laces, right, and the pink logo on there with the ribbon on there. You'll see all the players going to be wearing the ribbons. Also, some of the players, of course, use the pink bats.
You know what you should do? You should keep that and send it to your mom.
That's
happy Mother's Day.
Great.
I mean, she's a fan. She'd like that.
That's great. That's a great idea. Thank you so much.
All right.
I wouldn't have thought. I didn't think of that.
Oh, you did too. Come on. Now that you got it.
No, seriously, that's a great idea.
In fact, all the ball players ought to do that. Thank the woman in their life that probably was most instrumental in their success as a ball player. Aoki has been up 3 times, grounded out all 3 times. One strike, and Erlin backs off the rubber.
I think as a pitcher, when you pitch against a hitter like Aoki, I want him to hit the ball in the air, right? He doesn't have any home runs. Obviously, stay away from the line drive, but give him the outfield, give him the air.
But he doesn't hit the ball in the air much.
I know he tries. Yeah, slap it on the ground. You're right.
Popped up once last night, but the other 5 times he hit the ball on the ground. Once for a single, and he's grounded out all 3 times this evening.
Big smiles on the faces of those fans here, huh? You can't beat fun at the old ballpark.
Yeah, the Padres will pass the 500,000 mark with the attendance tonight. Aoki backing out of there, all just inside. Bullpen, Nick Vincent getting ready. Vincent pitched last night. They all did out of the pen. Yeah, that pitch was on the corner. Cabrera ducking in behind the runner.
I like that. Even though you don't throw, just make them know that you're out there.
Yeah, that one step less of a lead might be the difference between out or safe at the plate on a base hit. Hit by pitch, sacrifice, 1-1 tie. Royals have a man in scoring position for Aoki. 2-1 the count. Out of play on that pop fly. As Erlin moving quickly toward 100 pitches tonight.
Yeah, and with that said, Dick, there is some action in the Padre bullpen.
He's gone as much as 106 at Washington. There's the fly ball to left field. Smith giving ground for the second out.
Yeah, I'll give him that all day long.
Let's go back to the keys to the game, brought to you by Honda dealers of San Diego County.
Well, the keys were something like this. Beat the starter, Jeremy Guthrie. Well, we are tied at 1. Jeremy has gone 6 innings, surrendered 4 hits and earned a run. And win earlier rather than later. Last night, the 12-inning victory, the walk-off win.
Here comes Bud Black. Is this just to talk to Erlin? Do you think you got another out in you? I can bring in Nick Vincent. He's ready.
You know what? Robbie's doing a lot of talking there. I think he's going to leave him in.
that's the case. There's a manager building the confidence in a young 23-year-old pitcher.
And you know what a lot of pitching coaches and managers will do? They'll go out there and they'll say, you know what, I want to look in his eyes. I want to feel what his response is going to be when I ask him that certain question. I'm not saying that's the case there, but I'll tell you, Buddy has said many times, I want to go out there and get a feel for how he answers a certain question I ask him, whatever that may be, and the look in his eyes. Does he really want to get that one more out in this inning and have a great line of 7 innings?
And a tough hitter. Infante doubled and walked.
I like this move. And like you said, Dick, there comes a time when a pitcher, has to learn how to get out of these situations when he has thrown close to 100 pitches. And you've been through the lineup 4 times.
The other situation here, first base is open. You got a left-handed hitter, Hosmer, on deck. He struck him out twice.
Fastball away right here.
It sails inside, 2-0. It's a strike, 2-1. Two out. Kane, the tiebreaker, out at second base. And the action pitch coming up to Infante.
I think we might see a changeup right here.
Good call. 2-2.
Dick, you make the good point of first base open, and then you have the left-handed hitting Hosmer on deck. But what a great thing it would be for Robbie Erlin to end this inning with a strikeout, leave that runner stranded.
He has 5 punch-outs tonight.
Curveball.
In the dirt, good block, Grandal. So the count goes full to Infante.
Okay, I'm going to throw a guarantee out here, and I'm kind of. I guarantee he will not throw him a fastball here. Well, I'm going out on a limb. Guarantee's a pretty strong word.
Okay, what do you think? A changeup?
Changeup.
Ground ball third, and Marista gobbles it up and throws him out. Another good play. Ball was hit hard. Changeup was the pitch, and Erlin's gone through 7.
First base was open. He starts off here against Omar Infante 2-0. Now he's got to battle back. 2-1. Changeup. Keep that pitch in the back of your mind. He spits on the curveball. There's the changeup. He went back to it, Dick. 3-2, first base open. He was not going to try to throw a fastball by him. He knows that Infante loves to hit the fastball. And tell you what, that's a great line for Robbie Erlin pitching in the big leagues tonight.
Absolutely. Now he's rooting for his teammates. Get him a run. They aren't very good at doing that. Erlin has gone 36 and a third innings this year with only 7 runs of support. That's second least support in the entire National League. Francisco Liriano of Pittsburgh, 1.67 and 1.8 runs per game for Erlin. Alex Torres getting ready. The Padres, should they get a man on board, the pitcher spot Erlin will come up here in this inning. Denorfia fouled the first and safe on the throwing error by the pitcher Guthrie back in the 4th. High chopper to short. Good play on the short hop by Escobar, and there's one away.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Well, the veteran Guthrie, like the young left-hander Erlin, throwing a beauty, allowing only the 1 run, the home run by Grandal. 1 out here in the 7th, and Kyle Blank steps up, a long out to center and a ground ball to short. And out of play. He was over 2 last night as he made his 2014 debut. Padres hoping that produced plenty of power, 9 home runs at El Paso, will be alive here on the major league level. He's down on the count, 2 strikes.
Yeah, hopefully that translates. No doubt about that. The Padres need that. And different types of pitching, too, that he'll be seeing.
Line to right center field, but over to get it is Aoki. Ooh, fooled by it. He bowed to it in right center field for the 2nd out, and it's time for the Subway in-game box score. Not a lot to read here. Just the top of the order. Hit by Cabrera, a couple by Smith, and Grandal's home run. And then from the cleanup spot on down, a lot of hitters were in the collar tonight. All to the credit of the stuff from Jeremy Guthrie. Amarista up twice, flying to left field both times. Guthrie coming into the game had a 1-2 record against the Padres. His win came with the Baltimore Orioles, but it was here at Petco. Nick Hundley, should Amarista reach safely, looks as if he'll be the pinch hitter.
Fastball up.
And
he missed too.
Yeah.
See what that pitch was?
Amarista unable to square it up. And he's down on the count, 2 strikes.
Well, you saw the left-hander Torres out there in the bullpen for the Padres. Lefty, righty, lefty due up next half for the Royals.
Hosmer, the left-hander, then the catcher Perez with the home run, and Alex Gordon to follow. You expected low scoring and close in this series. Last night was quite the exception, a 6-5 game. Ground ball weakly to second. Easy play for Infante. Guthrie rolling along. That's the 4th time he's retired the side in order.
Mark Sweeney and Mike Pomeranz working on Padres Live, the post-game show, brought to you by Cox Communications. A lot on our plate tonight. The team really needed a quality start, and they got one from Robbie Erlin.
They got it. A tremendous effort by Robbie Erlin. Obviously, the home run hurt because it tied the ball game up. We saw a lot of good breaking balls from him, fastball, and I liked the way he worked tonight. He had a much better pace, a little bit more confidence tonight. But the Padres, another close game. They got to come through.
Got to have some runs, running out of time, but we've seen it happen now 2 in a row where they just seem to wait and then deliver. So let's hope for the best tonight. When we see in a postgame show, we'll have that. Also a preview tonight of SD Live, which will follow us on the postgame show. We're going to have Padres outfielder Seth Smith, and we're going to talk NFL draft as the Chargers prepare for Thursday's first pick. They have the 25th selection right now. We have Kevin O'Connell, former Aztec quarterback, NFL quarterback. He's going to join us as well. All that, and you'll hear from Buddy Black coming up tonight after the final out.
Well, I'm sure Mark Sweeney, a footballer at the University of Maine.
Yeah.
He's probably got his draft picks. That's part of the fun, anticipating just what player will be selected by the Chargers that will help them on to bigger things next year. So stay tuned. That'll be a great show.
Sweeney declared himself available in the draft this year.
Is he?
Yeah.
And what position?
Defensive back. Alex Torres trying to hold these Royals. We're getting late, folks.
Torres will face Eric Hosmer, who struck out twice and grounded out, facing Robbie Erlin, who worked 7 innings, 1 run earned, the home run, 3 hits, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts.
Well, Torres contributed to last night's victory, pitching in the 9th inning. 1 inning. Bagels all the way across for the left-hander.
Of course, it was Hosmer last night after the Padres had tied it at 3 that hit a solo home run in the 7th inning for a short live lead. Jerko evening matters in the 9th with his homer. On to the 12th, and Venable's 2-run double to walk-off win. Hosmer really dives into the plate, doesn't anything close. He almost walks right into it.
Remember that high pitch up and in earlier out of the hand of Robbie Erlin? He swung and missed. I don't know whether that pitch was by design, but almost the same spot.
And he comes back with the fastball for a strike to level the count at 2-2. Torres has held opposing hitters to a 163 average. 13 innings of work so far. And he almost walked into another full count. Got him. Change up. And it's the 3rd time Hosmer has gone down swinging tonight.
It seems like the changeup has been the pitch du jour for the Padres staff. You can see inside the glove the circle change grip. Hosmer way out in front. Robbie Erlin had a good one tonight, and Alex Torres follows suit with the strikeout to Hosmer.
Brings up the cleanup hitter, catcher Salvador Perez. He walked, grounded to 3rd, and homered to left. His 3rd home run of the season to tie the game. That was back in the 6th. Another changeup starting Perez. Against Torres, 0 for 2 in their brief meetings. Another changeup. It's 3 in a row that he's thrown. The last to Hosmer, and the first 2 to Perez. And another.
Yep. Hey, you know what my philosophy has always been? You can throw 5-6 fastballs in a row, right? Why not throw 5-6 changeups in a row? Yeah. Mark Davis once threw 13 curveballs in a row. And he had a yacker.
Yeah, let's see if he's got another changeup. Ground ball to short. That was a fastball, and Cabrera across for the out. 2 away. Well, tomorrow, day game, 12:40 actually, noon here on Fox Sports San Diego. You'll see James Shields, a local resident. He'll have some friends from Rancho Santa Fe to cheer him on. He's 3-3. Andrew Kastner, boy, hard luck, 2-4 record for Kastner. He's due to get some hitting support. And who knows, every time he takes the mound, you have to think something special is going to happen. He is a special talent. Alex Gordon, 0-3 tonight. 0-9 in the series. Got to hurry here, Jerko. And gets him by a stride. So a quick 1-2-3 inning. Alex Torres coming up. The Padres, the pitcher spot, Venable and Cabrera. Baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. By Petco, the power of together. And by Mercury Insurance. Mercury Insurance giving away Padres tickets. Learn more at mercuryinsurance.com/Padres.
You know what's unique about that fountain? Kansas City is known as the city of fountains.
It is indeed. That is a beautiful part of the city of Kansas City. They moved the downtown area to the south and they called it the Plaza area. All the high-end shops are there. Good place to keep your wives away from there. I mean, you keep them downtown.
Hey, Padres need a big hit this inning. Huh? Let's call for multiple base runners and a big hit possibly.
Well, Nick Huntley's been their best pinch hitter. He has 5 pinch hits, 14 at bats so far this year. And overall, limited duty. Nice average, 333. Lines that one into the left field corner, but foul. Just a little out in front. Not ordinary, is it? Brandon Marlins at Colorado and Reed Johnson for the Marlins. We'll see this weekend have 5 to share the lead.
Hey, that's clutch hitting right there, isn't it, Dick?
You bet.
NL leaders, Nick Hundley.
Out of play. Guthrie has gone to the 7th inning before, but not beyond. So this is stretching him about as far as he has gone. 95 pitches. Still seems sharp. Right field, Aoki there. 1 away. That's 6 in a row retired. Guthrie retired 9 in a row earlier in the game.
You know, I can't say enough about what Robbie Erlin showed us tonight, especially after, what was it, Dick, losing 4 in a row, right?
Right.
4 in a row. He started off the season in Cleveland, that doubleheader with a win, 6 solid innings, and it just goes to show you. You posed me the question, do we see progress? Is there a chance for progress? And the proof is in the pudding we saw tonight.
Absolutely. Now the Padres and Bud Black trying to muster up a run here late. Venable delivered the 2-run winner last night to double his RBI count. Entered the game with 2 and left with 2 more. 2 big ones. Sitting on a 2-0 pitch. And it's too low. So 3-0 to Venable.
You know, Dick, would it be fair to say Robbie Erlin had all 3 pitches working tonight, right? And there's going to be cases where he only has 2 pitches, maybe 1 pitch.
There's a strike, 3-1. But that curveball was most impressive.
And he made strides with that changeup as well. But you're right. I would have to say the curveball was the pitch tonight that really worked for Robbie Erlin.
His 101st pitch is ball 4. The first walk of the night given up by Jeremy Guthrie. We invite you looking ahead to the Marlins series now Saturday, baseball night in San Diego. Padres and the Marlins, a 5:40 start. All fans will bring home a bit of Petco Park. It's the Petco Park 10th anniversary commemorative canvas art collectible presented by Petco. Get your tickets today at Padres.com. The pitching matchup Saturday, Eric Stoltz against Evaldi, hard throwing right-hander for the Marlins. So the Padres, with 1 out, have Venable aboard. Shockingly, Venable with 22 steals last year has none this year.
Hey, that's where we were last night. Those fans enjoying a big league ball game just feet away from the Royals dugout. Hopefully they'll be waving Will Venable home pretty soon. Didn't get the bat head out in front quick enough.
Cabrera, infield hit, stole his 5th base back in the 1st inning. And Seth Smith blooped the single to left, but Cabrera couldn't decide whether or not the ball would be caught. Had to hold his ground at second. Padres, with 1 out, had 2 men aboard, but couldn't get a run home. Since then, he's grounded out and then lined to center field. Up high. So this is the best distance of the season for the veteran Guthrie, 7 1/3.
Starting to get his pitches up. Last 2 pitches way up and out of the strike zone. On pitch 103. There's Don Wakamatsu in the middle giving the signs to Perez, former catcher himself in the big leagues.
Keeping an eye on Venable.
And Ned Yost on the right. Huge gap in right center field here.
Oh, isn't it? There he goes. Swung on and missed. The throw in time. And Venable still without a steal this year. Boy, that Perez quick on his feet and with a rocket arm.
Tell you what, that's a big frame to get into a position after catching a pitch in the crouch and throwing out a runner. Catch it straight to the ear. Perfectly thrown. Wow, he's good. He is good. Look at that big frame. Getting rid of it.
So 2 outs. The count now 2-1 to Cabrera on the scoreboard, and it's actually the reverse, 1-2. You saw Perez ask the umpire. 2-2. Should Cabrera climb aboard, Seth Smith would be next. He has half the hit total for the Padres tonight. 2 for him, 4 total on the night against Guthrie. That'll sail out of play. You know, if you were going to buy a ticket here at Petco Park for any game and you wanted to get a chance at a souvenir baseball, that's probably the place you want to be, in that little pie area down the left field line. So many balls fly in there.
Yeah, both sides, right and left field. Good call.
2-2. And a roller right side. Hosmer with a flip. And another solid inning by Guthrie. We're going to the top of the 9th inning, still even at 1. Carl's Jr., star of the game, Robbie Erlin, the 23-year-old with his best performance of the season, going 7 innings, allowing only 3 hits and 1 run, the home run by catcher Salvador Perez. Well done. Our Carl's Jr. star of the game is Erlin. Houston Street out of the bullpen. You know, this isn't a save situation. More and more he's being used by Bud Black in spots like this now, in part tonight because Joaquin Benoit has pitched in 3 of the last 4 games, and they want to sit him down and give him a day off. Yeah, and tied up as we go at home for the Padres at the top of the 9th, so the save is out the window. Padres win. It'll either be in the bottom of the 9th, walk-off style, so Houston Street to try to throw up a 0. He's been throwing the ball extremely well, and the numbers prove it. Yeah, the Padres, it's almost ancient history since the last time they've had 3 consecutive walk-off wins. What was it, 1987? The last time? Is that when it was? 86 was the last time they won 3 in dramatic fashion, walk-off manner. Why not tie that? First of all, Street has to take care of business. Valencia, Escobar, and Kane in the top of the 9th for Kansas City. Royals battling to break a 5-game losing streak. And the pinch hitter, Dyson, for Kansas City. And he takes a strike. He played last night. He's an excellent base runner. You don't want him aboard. Jared Dyson. 20 games, used as a pinch hitter, pinch runner. Trying to hit that outside corner, 1-1. Wild wave. 88 on the fastball. Yeah, Houston Street's got tremendous movement on that high 2-seamer. Dyson just 45 at bats with 13 hits. Look at this big swing. Yeah. Tremendous movement. That might even been a 4-seam fastball, but it had great movement. Fouled in and out of the glove of Grandal, so Dyson's still alive. Remember last night, Dyson was put in the game in the 8th inning for defensive purposes.
He tracked down a couple of balls defensively as well.
He did. And sitting down on the field level, you really appreciated what speed he had going to the ball. And he has 5 stolen bases in his limited time. 1-2. Fly ball weakly into shallow right center, and Jerko goes out to make the play. That looked in danger off the bat of Dyson, but the second baseman, good break, and trailed it down in shallow right center.
Well, as soon as this ball's up in the air, now Jed Jerko's got to show name and number to the infield. It makes it look easy.
1 out. Alcides Escobar lined to third, doubled and grounded to short.
All around great athlete, Jed Jerko, huh?
He's a player. Escobar 3 for 8 in the series. Takes a strike. Starts him with the fastball. Looking ahead, home half of the 9th inning, it'll be Seth Smith, Yasmani Grandal, and Jed Jerko for the Padres. One and one. So tomorrow, 12:40 game. Our telecast here on Fox Sports San Diego at noon. Andrew Kastner against James Shields, and then Miami in for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They bring in 2 of the best pitchers in the National League.
There's the man right there, Andrew Kastner.
All the way to the screen, 2-1.
Little manicure. Got to keep those nails filed a certain way. What kind of emery board do you use?
Yeah,
I like to use Lancome. And, I'm a Maybelline guy. Okay.
Heavy discussion there. 2-1. 90 on the fastball. Escobar just missed.
You know, sometimes if you don't take care of your nails in a certain way, some guys can develop blisters on the inside or outside of that fingernail.
Or split.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Alex Torres there, the listener. So a full count now to Escobar, with Lorenzo Cain waiting his turn.
I think Houston Street may have gotten squeezed a little bit on that last pitch. And you take a look, Southland Technology says number 5 is in fact a strike.
Instead of a strikeout, it goes to a full count. Nubbed up to the first base side. That's a tough play, and they can't make it. Blanks, the ball, Street, and the runner all arriving at the same time, and Escobar has an infield hit.
Well, we talk about it all the time in spring training. Now it's the job for the pitcher. If he can get to the ball, fine. If he can't, you keep going to the bag. Well, that's a good way to bust up a knee or an ankle or a foot on that slide.
Or take out the backside of the pitcher as he slides in there.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Yeah, luckily nobody gets hurt on that one.
Lance's toss was way off.
And that ball kind of got caught in the glove a little bit, had that big hump in it on the feed.
And Escobar leads the Royals in steals with 7.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be going, huh?
Cain, after a 4 for 5 night last evening, has grounded out, walked intentionally, and hit by a pitch. Good hack at that one. Street a little unlucky. He thought he hadn't struck out on that 2-2 pitch.
Yep.
Instead, a little squibber up the first baseline comes out as a base hit for Escobar. Ninth inning, a 1-1 deadlock here in San Diego. Runner goes. Throw by Grandal. Not in time. Escobar with number 8. He had 2 steals last night.
Well, you called it, Dick. With his speed, you almost smelled that one. Leg kick, off and running. It was a breaking ball. It looked like Yasmani just not accurate with the throw. Kind of didn't find the handle right on the release there. Not the cleanest on the transfer.
Yeah, you compare that with the throw by Perez, who didn't move his feet at all. Just caught the ball. Boom. Right from the ear throughout. Venable on a close play. That's Mike Moustakas, the Moose, on deck. He had the big base hit last night. Top of the 12th inning that gave the Royals a short live lead. Another good rip by Kane. 1-2 the count. Each team with 4 hits, each team with a home run, each team with a home run by the catcher. And each team with an outstanding starting performance. Robbie Erlin for the Padres, Jeremy Guthrie, the veteran, Kansas City. A ball, 2 strikes the count. Street working on Kane.
Boy, Venable and Ginorfi in the outfield on the shallow side of things. If that ball gets through, come up thrown to the plate.
There he goes to third, and they don't get him. Oh, that is a big steal. He did that last night. So the Padres didn't learn their lesson. Escobar at second base was able to steal last night against Dale Thayer, and he pulls off the same trick tonight.
Houston Street kind of looked at him with the right-handed hitter there. It's a
good throw would have gotten him, but the throw was high. So that changes the whole character of this inning. That is upsetting the Bud Black. That's a mental error. Infield now in. And the count 2-2 to Kane. High fly ball, shallow territory. That's going to be a tough play. Blanks makes it. Better turn and throw. Here comes the play at the plate. And he is out of there. Alertly, Kyle Blanks, as he made the throw, didn't waste any time. He fired quickly to the plate. And Kane, for the second time in 2 games, is erased at the plate. Remember last night, it was Amaristo who got him. Oh, my. identical except for the one error by pitcher Jeremy Guthrie. And the new pitcher is Wade Davis. We saw him last night. Here again is the play. The foul ball caught by Blanks. Back to home plate. He's got a turn, and this is the Bill Howell play of the game, and throw a strike into Grandal, who was able to dive and get the tag on Kane just in time. All cheered vitally by pitcher Houston Street. It's a good slide. He had to catch that trail leg of Kane.
And Houston said, "You're the man, Kyle Blanks." And I'm sure he was getting some help from his teammates as he was going away after making that catch, spinning and throwing. It's almost like that play, Dick, where the pitcher covers first base on the feed, right? And if there's a runner on second base, possibly rounding third, you got to check that runner. A great job by Kyle Blanks.
Interestingly, that's twice in 2 nights. Kane steals second and third and is thrown out at the plate on a close play.
Yeah.
Last night it was Amarista nailing him, and tonight it's Blanks. So the new pitcher, Davis, and Seth Smith starts things. He's 2 for 3. Moustakas in the game at third base, and Dyson stays at shortstop. Double switch. Moustakas will hit in the ninth spot. He was going to pinch hit should that top of the inning not ended on the double play. Ooh, what a cut by Smith. He wanted to end it right there. Well, no matter how this develops, if the Padres win tonight, it's going to be another walk-off win, which will tie, or not tie, but that'll be the first time that they've won 3 consecutive walk-offs since 1986. 28 years ago. 2 strikes on Smith. Davis last night worked 1 inning, 1-2-3 frame. That was in the 8th inning. Struck out Smith. And he got him again. 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, the Royals bullpen, they've got some arms down there that can throw some serious giddy up. Mid-90s and above. And then with Wade Davis, the equalizer, the curveball to go along with that fastball, cutter, and changeup.
He buckled the knees of Smith with the breaking ball. Here's Grandal, struck out, home run, fly ball to center. There's that fastball, 96. With both bullpens consumed last night in the 12 innings. Some tired arms in action tonight. 0-2 now to Grandal. Here's the only run for the Padres tonight. Jeremy Guthrie on a high changeup, and Grandal with his 4th home run of the year. That lasted until Salvador Perez homered to lead off the 6th inning, and that's where we stand. A couple of quick strikeouts. Wade Davis.
A little cut fastball on the outside part of the plate.
Dyson did not stay in the game. Escobar is still at shortstop. And here's Yurko. Homered the 9th last night. Out of play. Wade Davis impressively striking out Smith and Grandal. For the souvenir. And everyone's smiling now. Boy, Padres barely able to deliver a foul ball here against the hard-throwing Wade Davis. Strikes out Smith, strikes out Grandal, and he's ahead on the count. 2 strikes now to Jed Jerko. He strikes out the side. All 3 men looking. Domination by Wade Davis. Extra innings again. And Dale Thayer has come in to pitch for the Padres in the top of the 10th. Well, a walk-off in Pittsburgh tonight as the Giants and Pirates were tied at 1. Marte off the scoreboard. He goes for 3, but on the relay to third base, it's an overthrow or it skids by, so Marte heads for the plate. Outer safe. He's coming in head first. Umpire says you're out of there. Extra innings. Replay. Watch the right hand of Marte. And the tag by Posey up on the chest as Marte reaches for the base, and that became a replay overrule. He was called safe, and the Pirates won 2-1. Moustakas hitting in the 9th spot in the batting order. Watch the right hand, and then the tag will be up on the chest.
Yep.
Too late. And that's what the Pirate fans wanted to see.
Raise the Jolly Roger in Pittsburgh.
So the Giants' 6-game winning streak ends in Pittsburgh tonight on a replay call. And the Padres have a chance to pick up a game on the leaders in the National League West. They're currently 6.5 out. A ball, 2 strikes. Strike 3, Moustakas not even running to first base. Tag by Grandal. Thank you very much.
I don't think that Moustakas knew that Grandal didn't hold on to the baseball. 2-seamer, swung on and missed.
Yeah, he's looking the other way.
Yeah.
No
Then he
sense.
realized it.
Yeah.
Once you commit back to the dugout, umpire's judgment, you can bang him, but just for good measure, Yasmani applies the tag.
Noriaoki, the leadoff man, is 0 for 4 tonight. 1 for 10 in the series.
The Sultan of Slap.
Yeah. Tough to strike out.
Dale Thayer putting together a good year.
Part of that 6-0 record by the Padre bullpen. Has a couple of the wins. Whoops, fastball, 92.
He's changing speeds on him. He's adding and subtracting to that heater.
He's so consistently at 93. Backs him away, 2-1.
That'll prevent you from diving towards that outside part of the plate.
Omar Infante is on deck. Padres, third time in extra innings. They've won all three. All three decided in the 12th inning. Uh-oh, 3-1. Aoki, good base runner, has 3 steals this year. I'm going to make him hit his way on. There's a strike, and the count is full. Did take a little off the fastball. 91.
Yeah. Good two-seam action, though, right at the knees.
Jerko. Quick throw, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up Omar Infante. Doubled in the first inning, walked in the third, struck out in the 5th, and slapped a hard ground ball to Amarista in the 7th. Ball 1. His fastball down just a notch at 82 tonight. One and one. This is his 3rd outing in the last 4 games there. These extra inning games really punish the bullpen. Ground ball to short. Cabrera right there. A 1-2-3 inning. The deal there. Padres in the bottom of the 10th. We'll have Chris Denorfia. He started that 12th inning 2-run rally to win it last night. Then it'll be Blanks and Amarista. Looking here at Petco Park as we go to the last of the 10th. And last night, Chris Denorfia went after a very tough pitcher's pitch, driving that single to center field. That started the 2-run 12th inning, and the Padres 6-5 comeback win. Can he set the table again tonight? Here we are in the 10th. Same pitcher, Wade Davis. Why not? Struck out the side, all looking in the 9th. On the heater.
Oh, Wade Davis is free and easy with that delivery, huh? The ball just jumping out of his hand at 95. There's that slider, cut fastball, if you want to call it that. Had some slider depth to it.
Out of play, 1-2, Denorfia. That old going out and hunt some bear. Well, Wade Davis has done that. Andrew Kastner would admire this. With a crossbow, he bagged a 6-foot, 300-pound black bear. Wow. Ground ball right side. Will that get through? Yes, for a base hit, and Denorfia's done it again with 2 strikes on him. Just reaches out and punches a grounder to right field. So the winning run's aboard here in the 10th inning.
He is amazing, isn't he? He is fun to watch.
And there may not be a better 2-strike hitter than Denorfia.
Hey, when it's too low, 3-1, yeah, he'll take a hitter's hack. When he's behind in the count, or he needs to be a little, offensive or defensive rather, and just hit the ball where it's pitched, he's one of the best. He's proven that this year. Finding a hole on that right side.
Kyle Blanks. It's a sacrifice situation here with the winning run at first base. The infield not playing it that way. They're back.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Kyle Blanks is given the order and if he is capable of putting down that bunt.
Denorfia coming to this at bat was hitting .358 with 2 strikes on him this season, and he's added to that high mark. Letting Blanks swing. Strike one.
In this situation, it's just, you look at Kyle Blanks, it's like, how can you have him bunt, right?
That's
you want
true.
to have him swing away. And he hit the 9 home runs in El Paso. Hopefully that translates into something here at the big league level. But if he drives a gap here, it would just seem odd to give the order to Kyle Blanks to bunt.
On the other hand, that's the play. Home team play for the 1 run and the win.
Yeah, no question.
Going out, Denorfia carrying the winning run there at first base. Strike 2, snap throw, and it's close.
Always have to be aware of that, especially with a catcher like Perez behind home plate. You got the front door open with the right-handed hitter.
And we've already seen Perez can throw with great accuracy and velocity. So Davis in front on the count, 2 strikes to Kyle Blanks. He's flied out twice and grounded to short tonight. 96 again.
You know what, I'm not saying this is the case here, but I've talked to managers and said, hey, why didn't you have the guy bunt there? And you know what their answer is? Because he can't bunt. And I'm not saying that's the case here, but managers, they know who on their team can get the bunt down, and players who don't have that capability.
Two and 2. And Blanks, he's in the lineup to hit the long ball.
Right.
He's not asked to sacrifice very often throughout his career. Wade Davis with that 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and keeping an eye on Denorfia. It's interesting. In his major league career, Blanks has never sacrificed. There's your answer. Never. Nor in his minor league career, for that matter. 2 and 2. Struck him out. 4 strikeouts for Wade Davis.
Well, if there was a pitch for Kyle Blanks to do some damage, that was the pitch. Straight fastball right down the middle.
So 1 out. Amarista 2 fly balls to left and a ground ball to second. Denorfia leads the team in stolen bases, by the way, with 5. But with a left-handed hitter up, it's not likely that he'll be stealing here. You want to keep that right side hole open for Amoresto. Yonder Alonso, with the pitcher spot due next, is in the on-deck circle. Plantier, hitting coach, along with Alonzo Powell, going over things with Yasmani Grandal. An easy 92-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 1. 1-1. You see Perez looking into the dugout. He's looking for a possible pitch out sign.
He might want to throw down there again if Denorfia gets off to a big secondary lead.
Throwing the curveball. 2-1. Amoresto has been part of one dramatic win for the Padres in Miami when he came off the bench to hit a 3-run homer and beat the Marlins, South Florida. Davis is just overmatching the Padre hitters. Exception of Denorfia. The 4 outs, all strikeouts. Smith, Grandal, Jerko, and Blanks. And now 2-2 to Amoresto. Ground ball, could be 2. There's 1. Back to first base, a double play. Well, the Padres get Denorfia on to lead off, but nothing against Wade Davis. We're on their way to the 11th.
Royals Padres Saturday. MLB on Fox Sports 1 is back with a doubleheader as Buster Posey and the Giants renew their rivalry with Yasiel Puig and the Dodgers. Then the Indians take on Evan Longoria and the Rays. The action starts at 12:30 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Fox Sports 1. Watch it!
Well, the Giants and Dodgers, they're currently separated by 2.5 games with San Francisco in front. In comes Nick Vincent. He was touched up last night. Gave up the home run to Eric Hosmer that tied the game, or what broke the tie. It was 3-3 at the time, and Hosmer made it 4-3. But Nick has been solid. 136 batting average against.
And Nick Vincent has that type of personality like any reliever should have. Just erase it from the hard drive, get right back into that saddle.
And who does he face here leading off the 11th? Hosmer. With Perez and Gordon to follow. Ball one. It was Hosmer's first home run of the season. Just on the top of the railing out of the reach of Venable in right field. 1-1. And here it is. Close to an out, but more importantly, a home run for Kansas City. Just out of the reach of Venable. His first of the season. He had 17 last year. Line drive left field. Smith on his horse, can't get there. That ball's off the base of the wall. And Hosmer's on his way to second base with a leadoff double. So Vincent has found his Achilles, and Eric Hosmer, a home run last night and a double to left field tonight.
That's a backdoor cutter, maybe even a slider to Hosmer. Nick Vincent likes to throw that pitch, backdoor style, and you know what? Hosmer stays on it nicely. You know, we hear Mark Sweeney talking about backing up a baseball, scoring it up the other way. Hosmer does it right there nicely. Now Nick's got some work to do to leave him stranded.
Only the 5th hit for Kansas City tonight. And here's Perez. He has the big blow, the home run, leading off the 6th inning against Robbie Irwin. Perez, then Gordon. And the pitcher spot. 3 away. 2 away. And the count goes 2 strikes. Looked as if Perez was trying to chop that ball to the right side.
Yeah. There's some Padre fans keeping the faith with the foam finger. You got to have one of those. Life is not complete until you get the foam finger.
Oh, 0-2 to Perez. Lifts it to right field shallow. No chance for Hosmer to advance as DeNorfia gets the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Gordon.
All right, a third of the way there, Nick Vincent. 2 more to go.
Alex Gordon hitting .244, held in check in the series, 0 for 10. Year-old Gordon, pride and joy, University of Nebraska. Takes low, ball 1. Out of play. There's your buddy.
Yeah.
Billy Butler.
I'm getting the track shoes ready.
Did he come through with the challenge?
He's not going to.
Does he know you have a pulled hammy?
Cuteness at the ball yard as well.
A ball and a strike. Ground ball toward right field, and it's through. And here comes the runner, Hosmer, to the plate. The throw. He is safe. And on to second goes Gordon. The Royals take a 2-1 lead. And the Kansas City fans here tonight have a chance to cheer. Gordon, he was due 0 for 10. Just did ground that under the glove of Jed Jerko. And Hosmer, a big man, can run.
Yeah, Chris Denorfia came up. He just yanked this ball a little bit towards the first base line. And Hosmer gets the hand in just in time for the run.
Gordon's 16th run batted in, and he moves into scoring position as Billy Butler introduced into the game for the pitcher. That's the good news. Wade Davis is out of there after dominating the Padres for a couple of innings. And the Padres had to come from behind last night in extra innings. And this make it be more difficult as Butler hits it deep to right, and Denorfia able to slide into the wall. I was afraid he's going to go head first. In to score comes Gordon, and on to second with a double, Billy Butler, and it's 3-1. Nick Vincent, a rare outing for him as he's cuffed around here. Gives up a couple of runs in the 11th inning.
Well, when you look at Billy Butler, you look at the way he swings the bat and pretty much pull, but he takes this ball the opposite way with some authority. Once again, a pitch up, away, hitting it where it's pitched. What a great effort by Chris Denorfia in right field.
It looked like he was going to go head first, and he knew the wall was coming up on him, so he was sliding and evaded the injury. But a run home again, so it's 3-1 as Justin Maxwell goes in to run for Butler. Still only one out. The hitter is Alcides Escobar, the shortstop. He has a double and an infield hit, 2 for 4 tonight. And the closer, Holland, getting ready now for Kansas City. He gave up the home run last night to Jerko in the 9th. Oh, 2. Hosmer with a double to left center, fly out by Perez, but Gordon with a single going the opposite way to make it 2-1. And Butler also to the opposite field with a double. All 3 hits in the inning going to the opposite field off Nick Vincent. Looking ahead to the bottom of this 11th inning, it'll be the pitcher's spot followed by Venable and Cabrera for the Padres. With the DH in the American League, and not a lot of pinch hitters are employed by managers, so no surprise. That's the first pinch hit of the season for Kansas City. Butler's double. They were 0 for 4 prior. Fly ball to right. Denorfia has to give ground. Makes the catch, tagging Maxwell, and he'll make it to third. 2 away. And Lorenzo Cain, the batter.
You know, Dick, I want to correct myself. Billy Butler with that drive to right center field. He's pretty much a guy who uses the whole center field. Going into tonight, as we take a look at number 16 with the hoodie on, 9 to left, 10 to center, 8 to right. So the big boy likes to take the ball the opposite field, left center and right field. I stand corrected.
So 3-1 Kansas City here in the 11th as they try to turn it around and hand the Padres an extra inning loss. That would be the first of the season. Cain fouls it back. He is grounded out, walked, hit by a pitch, and victimized by blanks. That double play ball fouled away down the right field line, and blanks through to the plate to erase Cain for a double play to end the 9th inning. Here's Cain again. Runner at third, 2 outs.
I think I just heard Bud Black cheerleading from the dugout. Come on, Nick, save that run, right? Leave that runner out there. That's a huge run for the Royals.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. Butler, who is used game after game as the DH primarily for Kansas City, enjoyed the role as a pinch hitter. He's not always an everyday position guy. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Kane is out, but damage done. 2 runs on a couple of doubles. Close play at the plate. But the big man Hosmer able to slide in. Royals would add another, and it's 3-1 going to the bottom of the 11th inning. The Padres or the Rally Cats, they need 2 to tie, a bloop and a blast situation. Yonder Alonso will pinch hit and lead off the bottom of the 11th. Hitting for Vincent, then the top of the order, Venable and Cabrera. If anyone gets on, Seth Smith would get a chance. And the ace closer for the Royals, Greg Holland, enters the game, and Yonder Alonso pinch hitting for Vincent. This is the duel to start the bottom of the 11th. Holland making his 14th appearance, looking for his 8th save. And a soft roller that just kicks foul, so Alonso will have another chance to swing.
Remember, it was Holland who blew the save last night. Padres got to him. You see his season numbers. Now the Padres need multiple base runners in this inning to try to get to the closer again. 7 for 8 in that category for saves for Holland. Hey, it's a half moon. Maybe that's a sign. What sign that is, I don't know.
No, but it might be. Let's see. Alonso can get it started here in the last of the 11th. Well, there's some heat. 96 on that fastball. Allen saved 47 games last year. Western Carolina University.
Wildcats.
Close. 2 strikes to Alonso. Oh, weak wave and a miss, and he goes down on strikes.
That's that split-fingered fastball that Holland will toss up there. Get that pitch up to about 88, 89 miles an hour. See it out of the hand there, and then just the tumbling effect down and away. Bottom just dropping right out of it.
So it's Venable. Ground ball up the middle. There's the base hit. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. So Venable, just as he offered late inning heroics last night to drive in the tying and winning run, the bottom of the 12th, he's aboard now. for Cabrera and possibly Smith or more.
And the Padres need base runners. I mentioned that. So Will Venable just playing a little game of pepper up the center of the diamond. To the right side of the mound. Beating the shift a little bit, playing the pull. The shortstop, Escobar, was shading over towards second base. And the ground ball to the center fielder is always key for any hitter.
Cabrera, an infield hit in 4 trips tonight. Strike 1.
Hail Caesar. Big gap, right center field.
Outfield playing double play prevent. Weak way. There's that splitter again. Looks like he almost grabs it like you'd grab an orange out of the pile at the grocery store. He uses all 5, just wraps it around and
going to the bushel basket, right?
Yeah.
Pick it up and kind of
just use all your fingers, not just the index and middle finger.
see how he sets up right there. Then he will adjust accordingly in his glove.
2 strikes to Cabrera. Runner goes, and there's Perez. He throws and gets him. Oh, my. Where's the logic in trying to steal there? That's a run that can't win the game. You got to keep him aboard, and Venable elects to steal, and Perez has thrown him out for the 2nd time.
I don't know if there was a missed sign there, but you're absolutely right, Dick. Padres need multiple base runners, and wow.
And Perez has nailed his 2nd runner tonight. He's the complete player. What a catcher. Now down to the final strike, 1 and 2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3 in the dirt. The put out at first base, and Kansas City has defeated the Padres tonight in 11 innings. The final, the Royals 3, the Padres 1. Padres Live coming up. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?
Well, we're going to talk about all that happened on the field here at Petco tonight. First time the Royals have won here in San Diego at Petco in 8 tries. You're going to hear from the manager, Buddy Black. We'll take a preview as well of tonight's SD Live, which will follow the postgame show and talk NFL draft.